All right. How's it going, everybody? It's been a while, but welcome to the Last Things Last podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Myers, joined by my co-hosts, MJ Nizgoda and Justin Mandia. It's been a bit, boys. How you holding up with the COVID in your neck of the woods?
I've started biking. I hate myself. I really hate myself.
You're looking slim.
You are, dude. You are looking better.
But you know what, though? There's a group of people in this world that I hate. They're called vegans. I've found a subset of people I hate, and they are cyclists. And I think most of them are vegans, so it just
there's two groups of cyclists. There are the ones that just do it, because they enjoy cycling, and then there are the ones that wear the Lance Armstrong suits.
Yes, those guys.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Like, you're on a public path. Like, I don't know what you want.
You're not in the Tour de France.
Oh, dude, best one I saw the other day on the trail we have by the house. There's a barbecue place you can stop at, and big dude in spandex, like Lance Arm spandex, big burly beard, like houses a barbecue sandwich, gets back on his bike, starts the pedal, and lights up a cigarette.
Yes.
That is the most counterintuitive.
As he's pedaling down the path. It's great.
It's my hero.
I respect. Absolute respect. Everyone else has face masks on, and he's
that's like if you guys have been watching the Last Dance documentary, every time they show Dennis Rodman about to get on his bike, he's like crushing a Miller Lite.
Yeah, like the security team was like, "Yeah, we let him go."
They don't care about anything. They're all just pounding Coors Light and Miller Lights in the locker room.
When Jordan was like, "Oh, when I first got here, there was people drinking cases at halftime."
Yeah, doing coke. Like what?
Ooh, Ho Grant did not like that though.
Dude, Horace Grant was
Called
not
him
having
snitch.
it. Yeah, Horace Grant's pissed.
You know what? I'm starting to see the other side. If you really think back through the Last Dance, there's nobody talking bad about him.
Yeah, it was a puff piece.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, dude.
Puff piece.
No, but see, and that's the thing. Like, they at least showed the side of Jordan that people were annoyed with.
Like, I guess, but they were like, look how they didn't
but
like
it worked.
No one's as competitive.
I mean, dude, what Anthony and I were just so blown away at was like Dennis Rodman's actions. Can you imagine if a player was like skips a practice in the NBA Finals to go hang out at WWE Raw and then come back and not tell anybody and then be able to play?
If he played in just today, say 2010 to 2020, TMZ would not have to report on anything else. They would just follow Dennis Rodman. That's all they would do.
Also, nice job. Nice job getting Carmen Electra, who still looks beautiful, by the way.
Beautiful is one way to put it.
What he did in Madonna and Carmen Electra.
He's an interesting dude.
He's a very interesting man. It was interesting to hear John Sally talk about like Dennis Rodman was a completely different person in Detroit. And then when he got to Chicago, like all hell broke loose. So I don't know what the heck happened, but yeah, it was a great documentary. I know, Justin, you hated it because you thought it was a puff piece, but
I didn't hate it. I just thought that it was super puffy. They were like you could tell the parts that they were saying were the negatives. They were being like, it was like a literal interview the entire time. Like, I think that my biggest weakness is that I work too hard. And people are like, yeah, wow, look at him. Took his weaknesses and made them strengths. Like little clouds between Mike Jordan's knees as he rose up to the heavens.
I thought it was excellent. I thought it was really cool to see all those old highlights. And dude,
that was cool.
One of the things I took away from it was, how did all those opposing players never learn to not talk trash to him? That man took every time someone said something and was like, okay, I'm going to pinpoint you this next game, and I'm going to destroy you. Like, all right, I'm going to switch positions and guard you. Like Byron Russell, why did you talk in the finals?
Well, Kev, all I learned from it is that Steve Kerr is clearly the better player because he won 4 titles in a row.
Dude, I loved that speech. I loved that speech.
4 titles in a row.
Well, I was looking around and I just knew I had to bail Michael out again on this one, so I took the shot. I love Stevie
K.
did not know his father was murdered in another country. That was interesting.
You didn't even reply to my dank.
Of course I didn't, because you're a horrible person.
You know what, Justin? It seems like a lot of things happen to fathers of Bulls players.
I was going to say. I said in our Facebook group chat, I was like, I wonder how much Steve Kerr gambled. Just the thought.
By the way, can you imagine if Jordan gambled in today's NBA like he did back then? What do you mean he's at a casino the night before a game?
Till 4 a.m. ended up playing fine. It was just wild. You couldn't do any of this stuff today. It's just craziness. But all right, in today's sports world, which has been kind of small, boys, let's talk about some UFC from a few weeks ago. Since we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Amazing fight night. The Ferguson Gaethje card was so good. I enjoyed a lot of those fights, especially what's his name? Oh my God, it was like the third fight in the two big guys.
Oh, that beat each other's faces in.
Yeah. Alexei.
What, Olenek and
Olenek? Yeah. That was two guys that were completely gassed by the end of that fight, just throwing haymakers. But that main event, boys, what do you think of Gaethje coming in there and just throwing bombs, and Tony Ferguson able to take it like a man, but obviously couldn't hold on?
I thought it was a fun fight, but what the hell was Ferguson? Sorry, what was Ferguson doing? I don't understand. You're amazing on the ground. You know you can't outbox this guy.
Yeah, don't throw with
Go
him.
to the ground. What was the plan there?
Yeah.
Also, in that second round, if there was 30 more seconds, I think he knocks Justin out. He got him to stagger. I think he knocks him out. But then the bell went off and he got sick.
He was so tired, though. Oh, my God. Dude, and his legs were just wobbling.
Oh, dude, Justin's inside kick is disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude, no one can check it.
I loved listening to these fights without fans.
Oh, you could hear everything.
That was insanity.
No, it's weird.
I was like, oh, my God, this sounds way
Dude,
worse.
It was so bad. Greg Hardy said he heard Daniel Cormier go, you got to check that kick. And then he literally changed his stance because he could hear him in the back.
Daniel Cormier is coaching him from
Greg Hardy would have lost that fight if that guy didn't break his foot or his toe or whatever it is. Because as soon as he stopped kicking, it was over.
Yeah.
Also, Greg Hardy threw his wife onto a bed full of guns and said that he was going to kill her. And we just ignore that. And we're like, dude, buddies ain't no, the UFC. What is that garbage? Every time I see him, I'm like, wait a second. Are we all just going to ignore the fact he got kicked out of the NFL for trying to murder his wife?
Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, all these people, we ignore everything they did because they're athletes.
Yeah, it's so wild. I'm
terrible.
blown away by it every time that because he seems like he's on every third card too. He's fighting so frequently.
I'd like to see
people are talking him up.
Even though I'm a Conor fan and I think it would be a bad fight for him, I'd like to see Gaethje versus Conor. But is that what it is?
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay. Whatever.
I was going to let him go, Justin.
Either way, I would like to see him fight Conor because they're both really good strikers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think he gets destroyed by Khabib, though, if that fight happens.
I don't know.
I think Khabib submits him.
Probably. I mean, if he gets on the ground, then it's going to be a problem. But
I don't know, man, because Conor had no wrestling back. That's why they were excited. That's why they were excited for the Ferguson. Sorry, my phone just started doing weird thing. The Ferguson bout, because Ferguson could roll with him on the ground. Eddie Bravo was talking the entire time. They were working on special holds that you have to have insane flexibility to do, which Ferguson does, which Khabib might have not been ready for. But you look at Gaethje's background as a Division I champion. I think he'd hold his own. I'm not saying he's a better on the ground, but Conor has no wrestling game compared to Justin.
That's what would be really nerve-wracking.
And he did pretty well the first couple rounds of that fight too on the ground. Khabib isn't necessarily a jiu-jitsu master. He just freaking is insane at Sambo and just wrestles the heck out of you.
I'm wondering what would have happened if the Ferguson-Khabib fight actually would have taken place.
Oh, God, I was so mad.
It's just never going to happen.
I think the reason Tony lost was because he was training this entire time for a guy he knew was going to try to take him down.
Right.
And he was going to try to kick him
on
the feet.
He made weight for the first fight, and then he said, I just kept weight. And they're like, why? You drained your body.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like if you're training to keep it on the feet, and then all of a sudden, a couple like 2 weeks out, a guy that literally is only on the feet comes in,
Right.
and that's all you've been training. It's kind of hard to just be
dude,
like,
and
okay, now we're going to train ground.
You can see how much better Justin's got. Like when he had him staggering, he didn't go like full bore and try to knock him out. Like he was picking his punches, saving his energy. Like, and that left hook, every time he threw it, landed. Every time he threw it, landed.
That is a devastating hook.
I wonder how Gaethje. It probably doesn't. It's probably weird, but it's weird to think maybe that affected him. The fact that there was not any crowd interaction at all might have actually been better for him, because they didn't get, when he rocked a guy, there wasn't that swell of everyone being like, ah, and then he's like going in crazy. He literally just rocked him, saw he was rocked. 3 people are in the audience, just Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier being like screaming, and then he's like, he's rocked.
Cormier's face.
Yeah.
I love – yeah. Go ahead.
Real quick. The Cruz fight should not have been called. I don't understand the stoppage there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean –
I don't understand the stoppage. And also, some of these refs in the UFC's return, the scoring has been very questionable in some of these fights.
Yeah.
It was just last week. Vera's fight. I don't know how he lost that in a decision. I don't.
Yeah, I'm really starting to hope that the UFC doesn't start to go the way of boxing when it comes to judging decisions, because that would really put – I mean, thankfully in the UFC you get a lot more stoppages than it going to the card than in boxing, but like the times that it doesn't and you have like a war, those are really hard to judge. But sometimes even if I'm judging a fight just from our couch and I'm just watching it and going, oh, I think it's maybe three rounds to 2 here or whatever, and someone goes like 4-1, it's just kind of like, wait a minute,
or they get a 10-8 round. It's like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Also, Pettis poked Cowboy in the eye.
Yes,
you all saw it. It happened.
Did.
Crap. That is crap.
Yeah. Also, I thought Cowboy did well. I really did. I thought he fought a good fight. I wasn't, I wasn't completely shocked. Like, it's unfortunate that, he's been, he kind of got his shot with McGregor after all this talk. And then since then, he's kind of just been fading. But I really like him a lot. And I kind of hope that he continues to fight. I know people have been talking about maybe he should stop, but I'd like to see him continue.
The next big fights that need to happen, first off, Ferguson-Khabib needs to happen.
I don't think it can now. I don't think it can. I don't think they put that together because Ferguson lost.
Why would you?
Because Gaethje's the one who deserves the shot, technically.
But you could do Gaethje, Khabib, and you could do Conor Ferguson, and if Ferguson beats Conor, then it's right
I wouldn't want to see that. I'd rather see Conor fight Diaz for number 3.
I'd rather see Conor Diaz. I'd rather see Conor
awesome,
Gaethje, because it would just be a throw fest.
Oh, yeah. They would slug it out. And I honestly don't know who wins that fight.
I think it's Conor.
I think Conor wins.
If his left hand connects, like, that's lights out.
Right. Yeah. But Gaethje's defense was pretty good. I'll say this, though, for Tony Ferguson, I've never seen a guy with a chin like that. He was brutalized that entire fight.
Dude, he was knocked out in the 4th round. He was just standing up still.
He was just so done throughout.
Also, have we been seeing the trash talk going on Instagram?
With who?
Mike Perry and Darren Till.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Very funny. And also, John Jones going at
I saw that.
Francis? I love that. I love that.
Francis Ngannou.
That knockout, he took his soul from his body.
Oh, that was so fast.
He throws so wildly. I feel like John would pick him apart so crazy hard.
As long as he's not high or drunk.
But isn't that what we thought about Rosenstrike? We thought Rosenstrike had a chance because Rosenstrike could pick his punches better. But Ngannou just threw a bunch of wild throws and one hit him. And that was the end.
But, I mean, also, Rosenstrike isn't John when it comes to
No. They don't compare for sure.
And Ngannou is like baby
huge.
Giraffe on the ground. John would twist him into the worst of all pretzels. But there's 0 things left for John at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
You're not going to get me
Move.
freaking
Move
excited
up.
again for like Reyes or
No.
Anthony Smith. Like, there's no one at light heavyweight.
Move
Do you
up.
think? I think him and Stipe would be a good fight.
Yeah, that's when he should fight Cormier at heavyweight, and then Stipe at heavyweight.
I love
and
that
Khabib at
about-
heavyweight. There's a lot of good heavyweight fights.
He
I love
beats
that about
Cormier-
having. Yeah.
Yeah. If he beats Cormier at heavyweight, Cormier needs to be done.
Yeah.
Done.
I love that about Cormier when he's commentating right now. I was just like, I could take him. He's like talking about the fights as they go. He's like, I'm wondering if I should do that fight. It's like, dude, you're so
there's
much
so many
older.
fights at heavyweight though for
Yeah.
John. And
Dude,
there's
heavyweight
zero.
UFC fights make me laugh because if they go past 3 rounds, it's just 2 giant people way too tired to keep
Yeah.
going at it. And they're just throwing bombs at each other.
They need to allow roids though.
Yes. I don't
Can you
understand why
imagine?
it's not allowed.
Dude, speaking
Imagine
of roids,
Ngannou on roids.
I am super excited for this next ESPN 30 for 30 called The Forgotten Summer. It talks about the Sosa McGuire race in 98 that saved baseball. Super excited to watch that because, I mean, McGuire. But also, it's finally going to, like, at least give them the credit that was due for them saving the game of baseball, even though, obviously, it came
I don't know why they're not allowed to take steroids. Honestly, I don't get it.
Yeah, because you still have to hit the baseball.
And there's
That still
literally no
takes-
physical consequence. You're not going to injure anyone by taking steroids.
Right.
Yeah, like
Right.
they're themselves if they're doing it wrong. But like,
Who cares?
I don't understand that. Like, you still need crazy bat speed and crazy hand-eye coordination to hit a pitch.
Notice how McGuire also had success as a hitting coach in the major leagues because he was a good hitter. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it just makes sense. But
Dude, Kev, during the steroid era, there was plenty. I bet you 50% of like
easy.
hitters were taking steroids,
Easy.
and some of them still sucked because they can't hit.
You know, and it's funny because when people talk about like Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and still consider them for the Hall of Fame, it's so frustrating for people like myself and my brother who are fans of McGuire and Sosa, who are never going to get a chance, but you're still talking about these guys, even though you know for a fact they took steroids. Like, it happened. So either you let them in or you don't. It's the worst double standard in sports.
If Pete Rose can't get in, none of those guys deserve to get in. I'm
It's
sorry.
stupid. Dude, of course Pete Rose deserves to be in.
He can't even get it. He can't even get in the hole in his own house. Like,
Well, and here's the thing, though. Pete Rose needs to kind of shut up because he's not doing himself any favors. Every time that guy opens his mouth, it's like another – Manfred just watching him, he's like, that's another 10 years. You know, like he needs to calm down a little bit if he wants to see this through. But
I think Selig should be freaking –
you don't like Bud Selig?
I stopped myself 4 times from different words there because I wasn't allowed to say any of them.
What don't you like about Selig?
Because they literally they knew what was happening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They let it go on. They let the whole freaking 98 race go on.
Everybody
and they
knew it was
profited
happening.
from it.
Yeah.
And we're so excited about it. And then once it got to a point where those guys weren't as productive for them anymore, they penalized them for it. Like,
dude,
no,
there's an
then
article.
give all the money back then. Give all the money back.
There's
then.
an article that I think the St. Louis Dispatch did in 98 where it was like McGuire, they found a bottle of Andro in his locker, and they were just like, I guess McGuire might be taking this, but it's not on the banned substance list, so meh. Like, they wrote an article about it in 98, and everybody's like, okay. Like, they knew it was going on, but it wasn't on the banned substance list, so you couldn't enforce anything. So it was just a weird
Yeah, and now they're
time.
suspending guys for seasons for taking it. Like,
I think it's
come
dumb.
on.
If you
Take
want to take it, I don't.
Buy
Because look at like Jose Canseco had that MVP season for sure, but Jose Canseco was taking stuff that was making him superhuman. Like, that man was bigger than anybody in baseball.
Barry Bonds' skull grew. That's all I have to say.
Look at Bonds from the Pirates to the Giants. Two different people, and he didn't need steroids. The dude was killing it in Pittsburgh. And then, I mean, the only thing that
Kevin,
grew were
those are words that are never said when it comes to baseball.
killing
We're just
Pittsburgh,
living in
unfortunately.
Pittsburgh.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Kevin, what's up with your rogue quarterback going to get a haircut? Sweet.
Yeah.
Go.
Piece of garbage.
So proud of him.
Way to
Dude,
put us back in the red
That was
zone.
such a hype video. I was
Garbage.
ready to run through a wall at that. I was like, he's back, he's throwing, he looks good.
Justin,
Oh my God.
I'll put a $50 bet down. Game 2, the same thing happens to him.
Yep.
Well, you guys would know with Carson Wentz, so
Yeah, it won't be game 2. It'll be game 17 for Carson Wentz.
It'll be when it matters,
It'll be
Kevin.
when
when
it
we
matters.
need him.
It'll be in the playoffs.
But so boys, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about the owners and the players in baseball are kind of fighting over what to do about this season. The owners had put a deal on the table to start sometime in July or late June, start spring training up again, like an extra 2 weeks in late June, and then begin the season in July. Most games in Arizona and I believe Florida, they would kind of structure them from what I understand as like the spring training leagues, but you would be facing the teams in your division. So like all the NL Central teams would be playing the AL Central teams, and the NL West teams would be playing the AL West teams. So it would be kind of based that way, which would be really interesting because those teams don't get to play each other a lot. But what do you think about the owner's idea first before we talk about the players?
See, there's I was listening to a couple people talk about it the other day. There's a massive problem with it. First, you got to get every player to commit that they're going to stay in that location, not leave,
right,
be away from their family, or provide some location for their family to be there. If they have to leave for some reason, then they have to come back. Do they have to 14-day quarantine? How many games do they
Test
miss?
it again, yeah.
I don't see how it works. I really don't. I just don't know why they don't,
open up.
Pick sections of the country and just do empty stadiums, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking of like per team. Then you got to think hotel staff that's going to work, trainers, all that. Like
right, grounds crew.
I don't know logistically how you get that many people to say you can't leave this area for X months.
Right.
I just don't know how they do it.
Yeah, Justin.
Agreed. There's it's just a logistical nightmare. I don't think that it's really super well thought out. I think that if you're going to go for it, you either have to go all or nothing. Like, not fans-wise. Obviously, you can go and not have fans at games. But I think as far as travel, restrictions are basically being lifted in most states anyway. Not lifted, but slightly lifted. Enough that at some point, if people want to travel and risk their health, then go for it.
And there are certain states that it's like super good. Like, for example, in 2 weeks, I'm moving to Boone County, Missouri, and apparently that whole state is like one of the lowest. In Boone County alone, they had 100 cases and 95 of them are healed. So like there are areas of this country that nothing's going on. So
Dave Portnoy put it the best way. He did.
Dave Portnoy went off about it, and it was wonderful.
Dude, they tried to trip him up on MSNBC, and he caught it, and he was like, no. He goes, you can make the numbers, say whatever you want him to say. And I was like, all right, big head. All right.
Also, this is not even sports related, but where at some point does it just become about personal responsibility? And if you're going to be sick or you're you're not forced to leave your home. Yes, cancer is not contagious. I understand that. But the general point is every flu season, we're not all forced to stay in our homes because people are immunocompromised and the flu's going around.
Right.
We all go out, and we go out without masks, and we go into grocery stores. If someone with cancer who's immunocompromised goes into that grocery store, I might get them sick and kill them and not even know it. That's their decision. They went in there. They could. If I lived with my 7 elderly grandparents, I wouldn't be going out. I don't. I go to my parents every weekend and swim in their damn pool. And I go.
Wait, your parents have a pool now?
Yeah. They built a pool. This.
What the shit?
Yeah. So that's what I do. And we were in Red Zone 3 weeks ago. I was seeing my parents. I was seeing Lisa's family from They were in from Philly, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Colorado. I was like, I don't give a crap. I'm doing what I want.
It's getting to the point now, and you're seeing it. Look at it like from the sports mentality. Like these guys are. If you look at the people that are at risk, Major League Baseball players, basketball players are not.
Right.
I mean, all the NBA guys that got it, you heard none of them say that they were in drastic pain.
No.
Some didn't even know they had it.
If you're healthy and you take care of your body, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect you. It's the fact that, one, it's old people, but it's not old healthy people. It's old freaking obese people. There's always with people with comorbidities. It's not going to affect sports. Definitely not.
Yeah,
you don't have to work if you don't want to work.
And do you notice with these states now, and this is actually sports related, so I'll tie this back in, with these states now that realize the money they can make by hosting the sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like California is so locked down, and then they're like, well, wait a minute, we're going to lose a lot
how much money are you losing?
Florida figured that out quick.
For your entire city.
Man.
Yeah. Hotels,
not to mention for all of us, we just want something to watch.
Yeah.
Like, give us some games on TV. I don't care.
Has anybody been watching South Korean baseball?
Yes.
It's been fantastic.
It's been great.
I'm not a massive baseball fan, but it's awesome. It's live sports. I'm so how is golf not back? How is golf not back?
Yeah.
Like, the only golfer you have to worry about is
Ultimate
John
Tag,
Daly.
yeah, with J.J. Watt is like the host.
The only golfer, John Daly's the only guy that should be worried about this. Only guy.
And he'd be the first guy out there.
He'd have a cigarette in his hand and a beer.
Yeah.
He'd shake someone's hand and then immediately eat a burger. No glove.
Well, players are complaining about the salary aspect of this. Bryce Harper and Blake Snell being the two of them, talking about they will not play for half their salary. And you know what? It kind of ticks me off, especially coming from a guy like Bryce Harper who's making an insane amount of money. You're going to be fine playing for half, dude. If you're not playing a full season, I think it's totally fair that you get paid half your salary. And, I mean, they'll end up, maybe they'll double up because you do have your contract. So maybe they'll double up down the road. But for this year, yeah, they have to cut their losses. Like,
I don't see how that's a problem because the way the salary is broken down is you're getting paid X amount per game.
Right.
Like, obviously there's signing bonuses and stuff like that, but when it comes to your yearly salary, it's per game. So if you don't play, 162 games, how do you expect 162 games worth of salary?
Yeah.
And this is something that's completely out of everyone's control. The owners still pay you when you get hurt and miss 80 games, do they not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
so the money doesn't just come from at some point, the money still has to be coming in. If there's not fans, there's less money coming in. If there's less money coming in, you don't get paid as much. It's so confusing to me where you're like, no, I still make my $30 million for the year. And it's like, from what? Like, are we supposed to just dig in? What are we supposed to dig into? And the thing is, it's always the owners are the enemy because we look at a lot of the times, we look at the athletes as these downtrodden people because they're the millionaires working for the billionaires.
Yeah, that's the other thing that drives me nuts.
So like the billionaire is like, not to me, but I'm saying the billionaire is quote unquote always the enemy, pretty much from always anyway. So then when the billionaire is like, well, I can't reach into my own pocket and pay you your normal salary, then everyone's like, oh, look at that, like you have so much money you can't do it yourself. And it's like, one, people don't understand that these billionaires' net worth is not just liquid $30 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they don't just have freaking $30 billion sitting in their account, like, to just hand out. They'd have to sell so much. They'd have to sell the team itself to pay you.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's the whole problem going on in Dallas right now. Like, Dak needs to realize there's a salary cap in the NFL.
Yeah.
As much as Jerry Jones, I think they should pay him, but as much as Jerry Jones wants to give you everything in the world, there is a hard cap.
Right.
You want to play with a bunch
baseball
of
doesn't have that problem.
Grand?
Yeah,
baseball barely has a soft cap.
Yeah, but
which
now
is
they're
cool
finding
for the players.
But now they're finding the issue of that when
Right.
you have something like this and you're like, oh, we have to start paying you less, and the player's like, I'm supposed to make $73 million this year. And it's like,
the MLB Players Association is like, out of all the Players Association, they're like the most well put together. Like, so when they demand stuff, they put a big halt on the owners. It's pretty crazy.
I think you just bag it. Just cancel the season. Because what? I don't understand the idea behind the logistics of putting games together. I was thinking this about, and I will not say it, another league that's way more important to me. That starts
in the NBA is not coming back.
No, not that. That starts in September.
You're a field hockey fan, huh?
Yes, thank you. But my thought was, you're
fall
going to
swimming.
If you would start a season with a 66,000 person stadium empty, like the amount of what you would have to do, you're not making any money. So that's scary in itself.
Think about it, man. Penn State, when they were supposed to get the quote unquote death penalty and have that one season not happen, that's $500 million to the state college area that doesn't happen. And this year, if they're not allowed to have fans, that's no hotels, no restaurants, that's still a massive
disastrous
hit.
Well, it was really interesting. My buddy who lives in Mizzou was like, he got a call from his season ticket rep 2 days ago, and he was like, I mean, so you planning on keeping your package? And my buddy was like, yeah. And he's like, good, because I think we're going to have games. And he's like, are you sure? Like, I know our area is good, but we can't bring in other teams.
Wait, is Mizzou's Big 12?
SEC.
SEC.
Oh, yeah, the SEC already said they're playing. They don't give a crap. They'll just play each other the whole season. They do not
and
care.
Dude, Georgia's in Mizzou this year. I want to go to that game. Game.
Yeah, I want to go to the Steelers-Eagles game.
Same. I am all ready to drive in for that.
Oh, Steelers-Eagles? No,
yes.
I want to – is that
Heinz Field.
Oh, that'd be so much better. I want to go to that.
Yeah,
Dude, 100% Pittsburgh, way better set up for sports than Philadelphia.
Oh, dude, Philly is the worst in the entire country.
Philly goes, hey, we have this big flat spot. We'll throw in parking lots that make no sense.
But no,
every stadium
too close together.
Yeah,
I'm fine with stadiums being too close together. Put 6 hotels down there somewhere. Like, I can't get to a freaking.
But also, like, if you're leaving from Harrisburg, you just have to take the Schuylkill the whole way, and you're like, that
too. Oh no, you leave. We left for the playoff game, the Seahawks-Eagles game this year. I think we left at 10:15 for a 8 p.m. game. We're like just went.
What I'm
looking
it
was 4:35, but yeah, still we got down there at like 1 o'clock because there was no traffic, and we're like,
What I'm looking forward to in Columbia is being right in the center, so that if I just go an hour and 50 to the east, I'm in St. Louis, and an hour 50 on 70 to the west, I'm in Kansas City. So it's like I just have to get on one nice big highway instead of getting on these
Pittsburgh
narrow.
has it. There's so many hotels around.
Oh, it's great.
Stadium. Like I stayed at the Sheraton. We took the ferry right across, which drops you off at the foot of the stadium.
Stay right downtown. You can walk right across the Clemente Bridge. Walk right.
I normally stay at like William Penn downtown and just walk.
Yeah,
like,
it's
so easy.
It's fantastic.
It was great. I mean, I did a couple baseball games.
Also, PNC Park still rated #1 park in.
That's beautiful.
It's
the
such
view,
a
the view outside.
It's the most perfect skyline.
Because you're not watching the game because they're garbage.
They're so bad.
That park is great.
Pirates are terrible.
You should take whatever salary you're giving your players and just give the grounds crew like a couple million each. Just be like, we know what you do.
The other thing. Kev, is it the guy from the Marlins that's complaining about having to play?
Yeah, and did you see what the Florida governor said? He was like, that's okay. Social, I mean, if they wanted to play, we'd be all about it because social distancing is basically going to Marlins games.
No, but then the Marlins, this guy's complaining about not getting half of his $30 million salary when they had to let go 100 hourly employees. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then you got the owner of the Rockies who's been really cool, and he's like, no, I'm like foregoing most of my salary to pay these guys. Because, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. You have the money. Help out the people that don't. So, boys, let's talk a little bit of NFL schedule action for the Steelers and Eagles here. Go ahead and pull up the Eagles schedule, boys.
Will do.
We're going to go week one by week one for each of our teams and just kind of –
What website are we going to?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because it's the same schedule for the Eagles. But the Steelers for their the Steelers week one,
says
the Steelers week 1 matchup is a Monday night football game against the New York Giants at the Meadowlands. I think Pittsburgh comes out. Ben has a insane game, first game back. Loves playing primetime even if it's on the road. The Giants do not have a defense to stop the onslaught that will ensue, and Steelers win. What do you guys think?
I think that game's a lot closer than you think it's going to be.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think it'll be –
Our defense is going to make Daniel Jones
that's my issue.
really struggle.
I think their line – I don't know. Saquon's not going to get anything going.
No.
No. Their line – speaking of Saquon, I was looking was that 2 weeks ago, I think? By the way, you only have 7 days left, but I'm paying the $100 for NFL whatever it is, Game Pass, game whatever.
Oh yeah.
I've had it's been free since apparently way before I knew about it, Kevin, because Anthony said something in the chat that I had muted. But
what happened?
I've had it for the past like probably a month and a half here, and you can watch every single Eagles game from start to finish from 2009 all the way up till this past year, and you can watch like highlights. You can watch coaches film. It's like crazy. So I was watching the Eagles Giants game, both of them from last year, Saquon had like probably 30 rushes for maybe 40 yards in both those games, and then 2 rushes each for like 45, and then it made it look like he had 100.
That is his thing. He breaks up.
And you're like,
dude, that's what made Willie Parker's numbers look good in Pittsburgh. He'd break one giant run, and that would be it. Yeah, it's
like
wild.
Otherwise, he had a really trash year last year. He was breaking big runs every other week, but other than that, I think the Steelers would bottle him up. Yeah. I don't think he's going to have a big run on them, and then Daniel Jones would get absolutely face blasted.
You guys have a pretty easy schedule.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, one of the easiest. Although they say the Eagles do too, which I don't understand.
Well, we'll find out. What's week 1 for the Eagles?
Do you see who the hardest was? The Patriots.
Yeah.
Poor Stidham. Watch them still go like 12-4.
It's gonna happen.
Make me angry.
Eagles week 1. Who do you got, guys? What is it?
The Skins, as always.
Where at?
At Washington.
Not that it matters, but
actually, it's Landover, Maryland. Let's get that correct.
Yeah, that's true. It is Landover, Maryland. Yeah. No, I think the Eagles easy win.
Yeah, we'll win, but I think it'll be close. Like beginning of the season, we always have a weird close one with the Redskins.
Or last year, we had 4 straight games where a drop pass by a certain Aguilar just couldn't win the game.
Yeah. But no, we almost lost.
Good thing we got Aguilar 2.0 in the draft. That'll solve everything.
The Rieger Wagger.
You listen to me right now.
Rieger Wagger.
You're not on the Rieger wagon.
I'm not. I will openly say that again. I'm not.
No, but you're not allowed on it. You're not allowed on it.
Dumbest pick. Jalen Hurts, the dumbest. Not because he's a bad player. Dumbest pick.
You're not allowed on either wagon.
We literally could have got Andy Dalton for $3 million.
I don't want Andy Dalton. That would.
It doesn't matter. We could have got him for 1 year.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
I wanted Andy Dalton.
Remember what did Jameis take in St. Louis? Oh yeah, $1 million.
Which Anthony, I owe him a beer on that one probably.
Yeah, you do. You trashed him.
I was like, what's he going to take a 1-year deal for like $4 million? And then it came like 2 days later. It was $1 million. I feel like it's a bad pick.
We could have got a quality backup for half the price and 1-year commitment.
See, I feel like though, if you you're not bringing in Dalton as a development. Like you can develop a quarterback behind Wentz. I think if you bring in Dalton and Wentz isn't going to have bad games. But
Wentz is 28. Why are we developing a quarterback behind him?
I mean, he's really expensive. At some point, you're going to get rid of him
because of his injuries.
And his injuries.
You just don't know if he can sustain a full career.
Great. Let's find that out. You don't take Jalen Hurts when he has no weapons.
Yeah. I just don't think you do Jameis Winston, though. And if Wentz has a bad game and then they're like, well, Winston, because that's the Philadelphia way. They freaking – Vic has like half a bad snap, and they're like, Kevin Cobb. And you're like, no. Thank God Kevin Cobb got that concussion. If actually, not, we would not have had – no.
Our first 3 games should be wins.
Well, here, so week 2, my soon-to-be former city, the Denver Broncos, are going to be in Pittsburgh. I think
that's a close game.
I think it's a very close game, but I think Pittsburgh's defense is the difference here, and I think they win. So I think Steelers go 2-0 to start the year.
I see. I don't see this. Ben's cut. This is a major injury he's coming back from.
He looks good already, though.
I don't.
The ball.
I mean, he's throwing in a
good
gym.
In shorts and
he's throwing in a gym or a field with no defense, nothing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his arm strength was the factor. You don't need a defense to show arm strength.
The next time he gets rocked and lands on it the wrong way, what's going to happen?
Hey, again, I'm making all my picks on if Ben is there. I have to do that right now.
And with your non-number 1 Juju, who's he going to throw to?
He's absolutely a number 1, and he's going to prove that this year.
No, he's not a number 1.
He's not a number 1. And also,
absolutely is.
Injury-prone Carson Wentz, since 2016, he's missed, I believe, 8 games. And Ben, since 2016, has missed 17 games. That's weird. It's weird that our quarterbacks did.
How many more years has our quarterback played?
No, but I'm saying since 2016.
Ben's been playing since 2004. Anyway, my point is...
Kev, who else is he throwing the ball to, though? I still need to know.
Deontay Johnson, who I think is going to have a huge breakout year. James Washington will be fine, but I think Deontay Johnson... We are so good at developing young, speedy receivers like Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Santonio Holmes. He fits in that category. I think he has a great year. And I also think that Claypool comes in and plays well. You got Ebron, so now you got a solid tight end back which is what Ben needs.
Their offense is going to be good.
Every
You just don't have
time,
a running
like
game.
when we had Jeremy Tooman and when we had Heath Miller, like when Ben had a tight end to throw to, he was his most successful. So I really do think that the offense is going to be a lot better. Now, the rushing has to get better. We need to help James Conner, and James Conner's got to help himself by doing a little bit better. But we can't just do a one-back system anymore. It doesn't work. But again, like while you guys should be picking these games based on Wentz's health, I'm picking it based on Ben is healthy. So again, 2-0 with a healthy Ben, start the year. What do you think? Do they win or lose to Denver?
I think it's close. I think they win that one too, but really close. Didn't they lose last year to Denver?
Yeah, dude, Denver's had our number quite a bit.
And
Yeah.
Denver just got
Where's it at?
two good
It's in
receivers in the
Pittsburgh.
draft.
That's why I'm giving it to us.
Didn't Denver get Judy?
Yeah.
Yeah, two.
And he looks good.
Who else did they get? They got another
They
guy
got
that
KJ Hamler too, didn't they?
slaps.
Yeah, they're going to be fire on offense.
It all depends.
And it depends
how,
on Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. But I think Drew
I don't
Lock
think
could be
he's a
the
bad
answer there.
quarterback.
I think he's really good.
I mean, I don't think he's bad.
Eagles, I think we beat the Rams. We have the Rams at home.
The Rams aren't the Rams anymore.
No.
Where's Gurley?
Plus, Drew
Atlanta.
Lock's from Missouri, so.
Gurley left and went to Atlanta.
Yeah, I think we beat the Rams. They're just not as scary anymore. Defensively, though, I mean, the thing is you have to watch out defensively. They do have Ramsey now. So, I mean, that's a big difference. And Donald
It doesn't matter. We have Rieger. Everything will be fine, Justin.
That is fair.
Is the game in Philly or in LA?
In Philly.
I'll give it to the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
Yeah.
You know if they try to not let Eagles fans into that stadium, they're going to burn it down.
Yep.
Week 3, Texans at Steelers. Had the Texans not gone completely Bill O'Brien this past offseason, I would have given the Texans a better shot, but it's the Steelers all the way in this one.
All the
game
way.
against them. Yeah.
Jeebus.
I'm not concerned about them at all.
Ben gets one freaking haircut, and they think the Messiah has returned.
I know. What happened?
First of all, Ben, oh my God. You guys trash on Ben like he's just this fly-by-night.
Kev, I'm not saying Ben's not a great quarterback, but he's coming off a major injury.
I'm taking it as Ben is back healthy. Remember, I'm picking these games that he's healthy. If he's not healthy, obviously these picks are going to change.
The excuses are already rolling in,
Our
Justin.
quarterbacks are garbage.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
I've
we
admitted
won
this
a
freely.
Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, so I don't know.
Fantastic. That's great. Steelers win that game.
Why, when I look up the Texans depth chart, does it have a woman with a pregnant stomach?
Really? What did you type in?
Texan Pregnancy Center.
That was my last.
No, I typed in Texans depth chart. I got the list. What did you type in?
I typed in ESPN, and one of the ads on the bottom was someone that was super pregnant. But here's the deal. I don't think the Texans had that bad of an offseason. There was one trade that was questionable with David what's his name?
Johnson and
DeAndre Hopkins
That's
going
questionable.
questionable for sure. But here's the deal.
I think
They
it's
got
horrible.
Brandon Cooks. I don't think that's a bad replacement. It's not. You're not replacing DeAndre Hopkins, but Will Fuller will take a bigger role then. Kenny Stills is
If
still
he's
really-
healthy.
Yeah, I mean he'll be hurt 6 games this season, but and they also got Randall Cobb, and they still have key. Like they have a good wide receiving core. They have 2 really good running backs now, in David and Duke Johnson, and their defense is pretty solid.
I think that's a closer game.
I think it's a really close game. I think Texans win that though. I love Deshaun Watson.
I'm going
In
the
Pittsburgh?
Broncos win the previous one. I'll give the Steelers the win over the Texans, though. I still think the Broncos have enough firepower to win that game.
I just don't trust Drew Lock, but I trust Deshaun Watson with my whole life.
All
Yeah,
right,
but
what's
if
your
there's
week 3?
resentment against the coach,
Eagles week 3,
that's
who
fair.
do you got?
We have
Bengals.
the bungholes.
Where?
at
Cincy?
Philly.
No, yeah, you're right.
At
Yeah,
Philly.
That's going to be a
He has no
Eagles
help.
win.
The Bengals are going to not win more than 5 games unless there's a drastic help
By-
that he gets.
21. Our defensive line is the strength of this team again, like it was during the Super Bowl year. Not saying that we're going to win the Super Bowl, but just saying, and we'll eat him alive.
Yeah.
Or he'll
This
torch
game-
us for 400 yards because that's the Eagles' way.
You know what? I wouldn't even be mad.
No,
Honestly,
no, me
I
neither.
wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of rooting for him. So I'll be mad if we lose, but it's early enough in the season.
Steelers then go into Tennessee to play the Titans. I'm giving this one to the Titans. I think this is the first loss for the Steelers, and I think it's kind of an ugly one, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think you guys have an answer for Henry.
Yeah.
Here's my thought.
And if Tannehill plays 50%,
He just has to game manage, dude.
yeah,
That's what he
all
does.
he has to do.
That's all he
And
has to do.
oh yeah, Henry is just God.
I
Yeah,
think-
if he gets to your secondary, they're great at picking interceptions. They're not stopping it.
I think your defense is built to stop the Titans, and I think that you win that game. I think you go you're 3-1.
See,
here
I thought the
because-
Steelers were built more to stop like the Chiefs with a faster quarterback to close down on the quarterback. I think they're better suited for that because the outside rushing and because
Yeah.
you have good safeties, so you can force bad passes.
You guys did lose Hargraves to
Yeah.
Eagles. But
Yeah.
no,
You've been waiting to
but
say that, haven't you?
yeah. But here's the deal. I think though I don't trust Ryan Tannehill throwing against Minka Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden.
I don't think he's
When-
going to throw. I think he's going to do short slant routes.
I think
That's all
at some
that's
point he's
happen.
going to have to. I think if the Steelers fill the box enough.
TJ Watt is going to put pressure.
Yeah, if you fill the box enough, TJ Watt, like your rushing is going to get to him when he has to throw. And I think he'll throw 2 picks. Just
But I'm with MJ. Derrick Henry's my concern, and that's kind of where I give the edge to Tennessee.
I'm going to have to write down where I have these.
What's your next game?
Let me go back to my schedule here.
The 49ers at the 49ers.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's going to be so nice. And by going to be, I mean if the NFL season even happens. But please, for the love of God, happen.
I think the Super Bowl hangover is real. I think we win that on a last play. If
Whoa.
Rieger doesn't drop it because he's Aguilar 2.0.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I'm writing down like win, win, win.
I have win, win, loss, win. And then for this one, I have win, win, win for Eagles. So 3 in a row. They start off 3-0. Beautiful. And then San Francisco. I agree. I think there is going to be a Super Bowl hangover. I just don't see how I don't think we match up too well
No.
with them.
Where's that
I
game
mean,
at?
San Francisco.
Yeah,
The thing
I
is,
don't.
we do match up well.
I don't think they're going to be
rush
having home
defense
games.
wise. That's true. I don't think they can run on us, which means that we make Garoppolo into a passer. But I think their defense is so good that I don't know if our offense really gets anything going. I think it'll be a low scoring game, actually, but I think Niners win.
The next week, I believe the Steelers bounce back with a win against Philadelphia in Pittsburgh. I think that's going to be a really close game. And to be honest with you, if it was in Philly, I think we lose by 40 because we suck in Philadelphia. But in Pittsburgh, I like this matchup, and I think that the Steelers can pull this one out. But I think it's a great game, which is why I want to go. I want to go so bad.
As long as we don't have to sit next to you, Kevin, I think it'd be a great game.
Oh, I'm going. As long as there's
Like I said, go sit next to your wife. That's fine. But you are not allowed to sit with us.
You're a horrible individual. Who do you guys have in this one?
I don't even have a question.
I'm going the Steelers. At Pittsburgh, yeah.
I'd say Eagles, and I don't think that I think that defensively it's going to be tough. Offensively, against the Steelers defense, obviously it'll be tough. But I'm not
If
afraid
we
of
had
the Steelers
drafted
offense.
Justin Jefferson, yeah, he'd have somebody to throw to in the end zone. But we didn't.
Throw to in the end zone. He's trash.
But then Jalen Hurts can come in and get railed, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Jalen Hurts will score a touchdown that game. Bet $20 Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown against the Steelers.
Done.
All right,
I'm in.
cool.
All right.
Oh God, COVID.
The next week, the Browns come to Pittsburgh. I think Steelers handle them pretty easily at home. That's another win for Pittsburgh, which means they move to 5-1 on my list.
I will say it will be a closer game than we think, but the Steelers win that.
Only two.
Oh, and then the
helmets.
Eagles have the Ravens. We're going to get railroaded.
Yeah, I don't care where that game is. You're gonna.
We're
going to
get railroaded.
Yeah, not a good matchup.
I think it's close, but they win. Or Baltimore wins.
Yeah,
Not
I don't think
Eagles.
it's close at all.
Why
Where's
isn't
it
it
at?
close?
Baltimore?
No, home. It's
Yeah,
Philly.
you still get beat pretty good.
I don't see why.
Justin, the first 4 weeks, we play quarterbacks that can't move.
Not
All
to
right.
mention, the Ravens were already dominant last season, and they drafted better
Yeah,
than
they
almost
might
any
be
team.
in the NFL. You're right.
So, whoo! And I hate saying that.
I mean, I
think
think we lose. I don't think it's that bad though.
Oh, I think we get kicked in the teeth.
You think their offense is that good though?
Yes, I do.
Speaking of getting beat, I think the Steelers-Ravens the following week in Baltimore is a little closer than the Eagles-Ravens because it's a division matchup and they play each other hard, but Ravens win. So I give the Steelers a loss in that next week in Baltimore.
Unless Lamar Jackson, weeks before this game, decides I need that extra 5 yards instead of going out of bounds and gets killed like he almost did in the playoff game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore in that one.
All right, then the Eagles have the Giants at home. Who the heck knows? We can't seem to beat anyone in our division handily, so it doesn't really matter.
Hey.
The Steelers go to Dallas.
Whoa!
We didn't pick anyone.
I thought you guys did pick them.
Eagles, Giants. We didn't pick. I mean, I'm picking the Eagles.
You both picking the Eagles?
Yeah.
I'm saying Eagles too. But yeah, the Steelers go to Dallas. I think the Steelers win this game in Jerry World.
Oh, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to have a horrible year if they don't get things figured out.
Yeah, so I'm giving the Steelers a win there.
Wait, Cowboys are at Eagles. I will take
Wait.
that. What?
Is this the same week? Or no.
We're going the next week.
Yeah.
So wait, we play the Giants the same week you guys play the
Ravens.
Cowboys.
Oh wait, what week are we on?
So
Look at what date, Kev. What date are we at?
I'm at the 8th.
Of what?
November. November.
You skipped a week. Do you have a bye week then on the 1st?
No. I'm
All
on
right.
November 8th.
Are you playing on a Thursday?
Probably. I'm trying to.
No.
Kevin, we go 11. We go 11-1, then we go 11-15. Oh, we have a bye, Justin.
No. But we just said, so ready, we just did the Giants. The
Which
Giants
is
were 10-22.
Which is 10-22.
What's your 10-22? Or not 20, what's your 10-25?
10-25 is the Ravens. That's what I'm saying.
And then what's your next one?
The Cowboys.
11.
11-8.
So then you definitely have a bye week in between those two.
It's not listed, but okay.
It definitely is because 11-1 comes after that. So we played the Cowboys the week before you.
I'm just saying on my list it's not there, so I didn't see.
Okay, This makes way more sense now.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we play the Cowboys the same week?
Yeah.
We beat the Cowboys at home.
We beat the Cowboys at home.
So then give me your next game.
Okay,
as well.
Eagles, Giants again, which makes this even more confusing.
Give me the home for these two. Where
Eagles at Giants
Gotcha.
on the 15th of November.
I think Giants win that game.
Yuck. I don't think anything about the Giants is any good.
I don't think they're complete trash.
I don't either.
And they play the Eagles well.
I don't think they're good, though. They play us fine, but they never beat us.
Okay, Kevin, who do you have the 15th?
The Bengals are in Pittsburgh, so obviously that's a win for the Steelers.
I think that's a win. Okay. I think that's a win for the Steelers. All right, next week, 11-22. We are at the Browns.
That's a Eagles win.
It should be. I think the Browns are going to be bad again.
I think that's a trap game, but we'll win. Odell Beckham always gives us the hot beef and cheddar, and you know that.
Steelers go to Jacksonville on the 22nd, and oddly enough, Steelers struggle when they play in Jacksonville, but I'm still going to give the edge to Pittsburgh here and get another win on the year.
All right, next one we have Seahawks at Eagles. I don't think we win that game.
Who do you have?
Seahawks at Eagles.
Yeah, Seahawks are tough.
Oh, we have a stretch. We have Seahawks.
You have a
what I'm
bad
saying.
stretch. Yeah.
How is this it's like apparently the 8th easiest schedule or something? How?
Dude, your travel in the next 3
That happens
weeks.
every year. Last year we had 5 games in a row where it was like the Vikings, the Niners, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Like how do these keep happening? Or it was the Bears at the Bears. Like how does that keep happening?
Wait, so we said Seahawks?
I give Seahawks there, yeah.
We literally never beat the Seahawks, so Seahawks. We can't do it.
The Ravens come to Pittsburgh
On the 30th?
on the 26th.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Pittsburgh. I think they split the season series with them. So I'm giving this one to the Steelers, although, of course, it could go either way, and it'll be close.
I'm going loss. I think literally the Ravens, now that you've talked me into them being the best team in the NFL.
They are really good.
I forgot about how good their draft was. They're going to be
so
Yeah,
stupid.
I'm going the Ravens as well. I just don't.
And I can't argue that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't.
it'll be close, but they're just they're just so good.
Who do you guys have?
The Packers at the Packers.
Give it to Green Bay.
I'm taking the Eagles. The Packers did
Yeah.
nothing for Aaron Rodgers.
The Packers don't.
Yeah, but I think Aaron Rodgers shows up pretty good at Lambeau, especially even when the odds are stacked against him.
We had a great comeback this year against the Packers and beat them. And it, strangely enough, coincided with the fact that Devontae Adams got hurt and then didn't play the rest of the game. And then we came back and won because before that, he literally had like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in like 2 quarters. I'm still going to go Eagles, though.
All right. Redskins in Pittsburgh. It's going to be the Steelers.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We have the Saints. I don't think we win that.
No. Is it New
Saint-
Orleans?
No, it's at the Eagles, but still.
At the
Bill,
Eagles.
that's tough. I think New Orleans is still the class of the NFC in a lot of
That's a
respects.
loss. That's a loss.
All right, who do you have next, Kev?
Steelers at the Bills. I think Buffalo wins this game. This is one that I don't like. I think Buffalo is still so underrated. They're a really tough team to play, especially at home. I'm going to give the Bills the edge here.
We have the Eagles.
I guess I'll go Bills on that one. Too.
Yeah, I'm going Bills too. I think Josh Allen's
guess.
gonna have a good year.
That'll be a really tight game, though, I feel like.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
All right, Eagles at Cardinals. I think that's the game we lose another in this stretch.
Yeah.
That's
Arizona's
the definition of a trap game.
Arizona has a
Hopkins,
legit offense.
Yeah,
But the line is terrible, but he's got weapons. Kyler Murray's got weapons. So I think Arizona can squeak that one out.
I think that's our true trap game, not the Browns.
I'm going win. I don't think they're not going to be able to keep up with us, I don't think. Their defense isn't that great.
All right.
Steelers at Cincinnati. It's going to be the Steelers again with a win.
We have Eagles at Cowboys. I think we lose that one too because we can't win in freaking Jerry
I
World
think
for
so
some
too.
reason.
But you beat them in Philly, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we always beat them in Philly. We just can't beat them in Dallas for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say that's a loss, too. We're going to lose one of them. We always do. We split the series. And normally it's a brace of losses both ways. It's like the Eagles get face screwed by like 30, and then they win.
That's exactly what happened last year, man.
Although, wait, last year didn't we win like 17-9 or something in the game?
Yeah, in the second game, but the first game we got railroaded.
The game we needed to win to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so did Dallas.
Dallas just needed to win one game out of the 4. They lost to Miami. Oh, no, we lost to Miami. We almost gave it to
Yeah, we almost gave it to
Right.
them.
My brother was at that game. Colts at the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers here. That's another good home win for them.
Who's the Colts?
Phillip Rivers.
Steelers. I think the Colts will be cool good this year.
It'll be cool to see Phillip Rivers
Dude, the
in
only
there.
reason they were
defense
bad
is so
last year is
solid.
because everyone on their offense got hurt.
Yeah.
All their receivers got hurt.
TY.
Ty so dangerous.
We have the Redskins. I think that's a win.
The end of the year. Yep.
And
win.
the Steelers, as always, finish the year with the Browns, and that's a win.
Win.
Which gives the Steelers, in my book, a 13-3 season.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. There's a couple more losses in there. I'm
I
sorry.
have
Which
Steelers at 10-6.
Really?
I have losses too. Hold on. Now I got to go back to their game schedule. Hold on. I'm going to go to my Steelers one first. I had 10-6. Let me see who.
10-6.
What the butts? Hold on.
I thought this schedule was so easy that it's
Win against Giants, win against the Broncos. I had Texans loss.
Oh.
I have Titans win for you. I have Eagles loss, so that's where we switched on that one.
right.
So there's 2. Browns win, Ravens loss. I have Cowboys as a loss too.
Oh,
No, but that one I have an asterisk next to that. I wouldn't be surprised either way. So
Right.
it's either we'll say 10-6 or 11-5 because I think that one could go either way. I think the Eagles one could go either way too, honestly. And then let me see. Cowboys lost. Bengals win. Jags win. Ravens, I have another loss there. You had them splitting.
yep.
Redskins, you win. Bills, I had a loss, but I don't really think that's going to be a loss. So I can see literally anywhere between 12 or 13-3 and 10-6
Yeah.
is my like range for you.
Yeah. I think that's a healthy range.
Wait a minute.
Hmm.
There should be more games than that, shouldn't there?
No, so it's next year they start.
Oh,
the
the
17
It
games.
doesn't start till next year now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I mean the following year.
Right.
But does one more team get into the playoff this year? Is that what's
Yeah.
starting?
Yeah. Yep. So I have you at 10-6, possible 13-3.
I think Steelers can be the 3
Justin,
seed.
you would be a terrible bet maker.
I think Steelers can be the 3 seed in the AFC this year.
Where's your brother? Where's that
I think
degenerate?
I think it's going to be Ravens,
Somewhere.
Chiefs, Steelers in that order.
Ravens, Chiefs, Steelers. I'm trying to think of anyone else in that division or in that conference. That's good.
I just
The AFC has such a hard drop off.
here's the thing with Pittsburgh right now. Their window's been rapidly closing for years because of all the dysfunction and things that when they had a great offense, they had a bad defense. Now they got a great defense again and a decent offense that they need to grow. Like the Steelers' window is so thin now, but their window's still open because the AFC is not as difficult right now. So
All right.
they can still get through.
Who's your surprise team from each conference?
Wait, what's your Eagles record? Quick,
On mine?
and Kevin's if he has it.
Oh.
So I didn't completely mark it, but I think in my earlier this month I did it, and I think I had them at between 9-7 and 11-5. I could see that range.
That's my exact range.
Yeah,
Yep, and I can tell you.
I think you're a playoff team for sure.
Loss, win, loss.
But I think that you're an early exit depending on.
I have them 10-6.
Yeah, see, that's right in the middle of the range.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
I don't think it's a bad.
Yeah, I
place
have
to-
losses to the Niners and.
I have them going in that Seahawks-Packers stretch
Mhm.
with the Saints. I have
That's
them going
tough.
1-4 in that.
Yeah, that's
1-4.
Yeah, I
That's
think
tough.
they're going to lose to the Seahawks. I think they're going to beat the Packers. I think they're going to lose to the Saints, and I
Saints.
think the
Anything
Cardinals
to
is
the
the true
Cardinals.
trap
Yeah.
game. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I don't have that. But yeah, I have 11-5, but I can see 9-7.
So who's your surprise team? Do you think is going to actually do something this
from
year? Like
each
Tennessee
conference?
last. Yeah, pick one from each.
Conference or division?
For the AFC, I don't know if this would be a shock, but I think the Bills
is
again.
it AFC? What is it? Is it? Yeah, conference.
Conference,
we'll do conference.
AFC, yeah. I think
Division.
the Bills out of the AFC, I think that they're still a team that has really good talent and that they can make some noise. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender, but I think they're a team that shocks a lot of people and wins a lot more games. That's my AFC team. NFC's tough. I'm trying to.
I'm going AFC. I'm going to go. I'm either with the Bills or honestly the Patriots. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, Patriots could be a sleeper.
They're just so well coached. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
I think the
Stidham's going to be the next Brady.
what do we consider a surprise though? Like playoff?
Yeah, like they make the playoffs.
No, like the Titans last year making the AFC.
Yeah,
championship
AFC
game.
Championship's wild for them. Maybe the Broncos. Maybe I don't know. Their offense got better. I don't know if their defense is necessarily better though. I guess the Broncos in the AFC. That's tough. I don't think they're.
I'd
Really
like
any
to say
surprise
that
out of the
I'd like to
AFC.
say the Dolphins, but I think they're still a year or two away from making it.
Yeah,
kind of-
I don't think
I
they're
think-
ready. Yet.
But I will say this: they're building correctly. They're
Yeah.
doing it right.
I think they're like a 7-9 type team.
I
now.
think they're going to be really tough in a couple of years.
All right, sticking with the AFC, who do we think has a ton of, that should be good that will have a horrible year?
Oh man.
I think it's the Texans.
Well,
I
if you're talking about hype, I'm thinking Cleveland. Like people that still,
They don't have as much hype as they did last year.
yeah, but they still have
I think
hype
people
because
are
they
over
haven't
them
lost a
now.
lot of those players.
Yeah.
So
They
I
should've
can
got-
see that. I can
They
see
should have
them
got
as
rid of OBJ.
right. I agree, and I think that like when you look at a team that has on paper a playoff team, they still play like the Cleveland Browns and they can't get anywhere. So I think that's, yeah.
I
I
think
will
the-
never say they're good until they show it.
I think the Titans coming off an AFC Championship game.
They might dip, yeah.
Yeah, because I think teams are going to figure like at some point. There's a reason why no one runs the ball.
I don't know. Did you watch the
40
Madden
times a
Bowl?
game. Yeah, I will. Yeah, that.
How crazy is that? The dude
Guy
won the
didn't throw.
finals without throwing one pass. He ran the entire game, won the championship, did not throw a pass.
With the Redskins, right?
Yeah.
And he had Tress Way as his quarterback running like wildcat stuff. Oh, it's a mess.
It's so good.
All right, NFC. Who's the surprise team?
Arizona. Arizona is my surprise team. I think that obviously their offensive line is a little scary, but it'd be way worse if they didn't have a guy that can run like Kyler Murray. So I think with the weapons he has, I think Arizona can make an interesting push.
I'm going to say the Bears. Their defense is already solid.
Yeah.
They get BDN. Nick Foles coming up there. He's going to take Mitch Trubisky's job. He's going to lead him to the promised land.
Will he, though?
I mean, the thing is, they weren't bad 2 years. The year that we lost to – who did we lose to? The Saints in the second round.
They should have beat us.
The
double
doink. The Bears,
double doink. They should have
all
beat
the
us.
Bears needed is Trubisky to become a game manager, and he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's all they needed.
I think the Bears will be surprising in the sense that I think they
They
make
could.
the playoffs this year, possibly over the Vikings. Yeah.
I'm going Carolina Panthers. I
Interesting.
think there's some good stuff going on.
You're a
down there.
Bridgewater fan, aren't you?
Ooh,
I
I'm not a
am.
big Bridgewater guy, but
See, I'm not either.
I hope.
I wouldn't be
He went
surprised if
5-1
he's
with the Saints on the road.
but
pretty
that's
much.
the Saints. He's got a lot more weapons in New Orleans than he does in Carolina.
Yeah, they're going to be okay in Carolina.
I mean, he's got McCaffrey. Obviously, that's great. But, receiver – but, crazier
All
things
right,
happen.
who's the team that craps the bed?
Buccaneers. Everybody's
Who's the
giving
old
them
sheets?
all the hype. I think the Buccaneers are not great at all.
Oh, my gosh, I completely forgot Tom Brady was on that team.
And
I don't-
Gronk.
I think with that offensive line and how bad Brady is when he's pressured, I don't think they do well at all. That's been – think about it, though, especially the last couple of years as he's slowed down. Every time,
I
every
love how
time-
slowing down is 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls.
yeah, but you know what I mean? But
With
see, that's
trash.
the thing. But that's
With
the thing.
trash teams.
But that's the thing. Their O-line's been decent enough to hold back. But whenever you get pressure on him, he folds. So I think that's the answer. And the Bucs O-line, they drafted what, 1 or 2
Yeah.
guys, but that's not going to do it. And I don't think the Bucs, with all the hype they have, are not going to be that great.
Justin, who do you think?
I think the Niners take – I don't think it's like a bust, but I think that they definitely take a heavy step back.
They might.
I think teams start to make Garoppolo a quarterback, and this is either where he shines or doesn't.
I think it's the Packers. I think they start off pretty terrible, and I think Aaron Rodgers possibly gets moved.
I
That
guess
comment he made the other day about not finishing his career possibly gets moved.
They talked about a possible if Ben went down and they couldn't do it anymore, of Rodgers taking over in Pittsburgh.
Dude, what's up with Seattle trying to get rid of Russell Wilson? What's up with that?
Yo, come to Pittsburgh. I'm all about having Russell
No,
Wilson.
you guys, Pittsburgh should have got Jameis Winston. That would have been a great pick.
Oh,
That would've been
I would,
solid.
or if Cam Newton would have agreed to be a backup, I would have loved that too.
He knows he's not starting
Still a
anywhere, right?
chance.
That's what I don't get.
I
Why
feel
does
like
he
he-
still think he's going to start?
It's stupid for some of the quarterbacks that, one, replacing him with Bridgewater in Carolina, you can't use Carolina as a team he could start for because there was just obviously bad blood there. But I think some teams, I'm trying to think of one that's
I don't think they want to take a
Raiders.
risk on him.
I think he's better than Carr. I think he's better than Tyrod. He should have went to LA.
I like Tyrod, man.
I
want to see him get
to an
a full
extent.
season of.
But he's better than a lot of quarterbacks. I think he's top
But
It's,
Is
it's
he?
the injuries that
he?
really scare
No,
me.
no, he's not. I got
Yeah.
an argument about this with one of the guys I work with because he was all mad that Andy Dalton got signed first. I was like, first off, Andy Dalton signed as a backup, so let's get that correct.
Well, yeah, no, that's
Also, they have very, very similar numbers. Besides the MVP season, where
Yeah.
they went to the Super Bowl,
his
they
numbers
have
did drop.
extremely similar numbers. And Andy Dalton's, first 5 years in the league, he didn't lose less than 10 games. Or he always won 10 or more games. He's not this messiah that's so good. I'm sorry.
I think he's
not.
better than the I think he's top 15.
But I do think we look
but
at
if he was, people would sign him, and they're not.
But I do think we look at that MVP season and we're like, holy crap! Look what he could.
Because
that's the anomaly.
Right. But no,
honestly,
I don't think the argument that people would. I don't think people would sign him. I think it's just the state of the league. Like Jets, he's better than Sam Darnold. They're not going to sign him though because they drafted.
I don't know if he is.
He's not better than Sam Darnold, and they're not giving up on their young talent.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Though. Like he's screwed. He's not screwed because the NFL doesn't like him. I think he's screwed because the teams that had available spots for quarterbacks thought, okay, well, we can put Tyrod in here. He's going to cost us less, and he might give us the same production like we can see. But a lot of other places, you have like Mayfield. He's not going anywhere. Darnold's not going anywhere. Allen's not going anywhere. Kyler Murray's not going. So you just have rookie after second year. Like you have so many young quarterbacks that it's
going to keep getting. Like that's why they think. That's why they think Dalton took the backup position because he could go into next year as a free agent like quarterback with a good crop, and he doesn't have a season of he was terrible last year. He's going to be a backup the rest. He could still be looked as a starter. And the other point they've been making, a lot of these kids that are coming out of college have been playing quarterback for 5 to 6 years longer than they used to and have thousands and thousands of snaps and throws because of the Pop Warner leagues, because of all they play.
Right.
Like they're ready to start their first year.
And even bringing in a Cam Newton isn't as sexy as bringing in a Tua at 5,
Right.
Yeah, next year, look at there's going to be good quarterbacks coming out next year too.
Yeah, but I think you could have, like in Miami, for example, that would be an awesome spot. You send Cam down there, have Tua, who's coming off his hip being ripped out of his freaking body, to just chill for a little bit, learn how to play quarterback in the NFL. Like if you had that luxury to let him sit for a year, but the Dolphins don't have the luxury to let Tua sit for a year. It's just like we couldn't sell some tickets with Cam Newton. We can sell all the tickets.
But I also think that they're still going to give Josh Rosen a look before they completely go to Tua. I think they're still going to start with Josh Rosen.
Screwed over so hard.
He has really badly, dude. He was put in such a bad situation
both times. Times.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone should give up on the fact that he's a talented quarterback yet.
You know who should have went? You know what? I don't think Cam Newton wants to go somewhere for a year. That might be the other problem why he's not getting signed. He
probably wants to.
No one's giving him a multi-year contract.
I think someone will give him a multi-year contract next year after Tom Brady, or the 2 years. So Tom Brady soon is going to retire. Philip Rivers is gone.
I don't know how soon he's going to retire, honestly.
I mean, within 2 or 3 years. Like
Philip Rivers, I think, is done after this.
Rivers is gone. Breeze is gone. Ben's gone soon. You have 4 quarterbacks there at least. I'm trying to think of other older guys. There's a lot of older quarterbacks too that those spots are going to start opening up. So
it's weird to start thinking about the league without Breeze, Ben, Brady.
That's why.
I mean, Rodgers too, man. He's getting up there.
Rodgers,
he's 37, 38.
Yeah, because he started later because of Favre.
Yeah,
but that's why he was so good, man.
Right.
He sat behind
5 years.
One of the best quarterbacks.
He sat for 5 years, and just look at it. I mean, I think he's on a decline too. But the things, he's still better. He's still top 5.
About Goff. Once his contract's up, he's not good. He's getting replaced.
Carr, once his contract's up, he's gone.
Garoppolo's going to get replaced. Like you have a lot of quarterbacks those spots are going to start opening up.
So that's why he should go take a backup somewhere just to play.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's why
what Dalton's doing.
And same with Jameis, because now that Jameis got his eyes fixed, we're going to be able to see if he comes in and plays at all. If that was a real
double
thing.
The amount of interceptions.
Now that'd be hilarious and no one would touch him again. But yeah.
I mean, people still – the thing is, what's crazy is that, he probably lost a lot of games for them. He still threw for the most yards and most touchdowns too. He's electric. It's just both ways.
But didn't he throw more touchdowns to Saints receivers?
No, he's Fitzpatrick-esque, honestly.
Yeah, he just goes for it. He doesn't care.
Talent.
Yeah, he just goes for it.
Justin, they proved last year there was multiple times because of Winston. That's why they lost the game.
Dude, Fitzpatrick.
Their defense was number 1 in starting with the worst field position.
Fitzpatrick is without a doubt the best journeyman quarterback in league history. A guy that can just be plugged in and be solid for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like a John Kitna, but
Hoyer.
Oh yeah, why didn't Cam Newton go down to Jacksonville?
Because they are all in on Minshew,
They're too in on Minshew.
On him.
That's where it starts to get ridiculous. When you're like, would you rather Gardner Minshew or Cam Newton? And you're like, okay.
Dude,
what are we doing?
They're so behind him. They gave up on Foles so fast.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. He gets hurt, misses most of the season, and then he tries to come back.
Yeah.
But nah.
Yeah, they gave up on him quick.
Yeah. To be fair, though, anywhere else Foles has went, like, he wasn't good in Kansas City. He had a good season on the Eagles and then had a good probably 6 total games in his couple-year career after that. People forget how trash he was.
Yeah,
all the games leading up to the playoffs and that Super Bowl run, and then also that Falcons game we won in spite of him. Like, those playoff games we won in spite of his horrid play. But then he got the Super Bowl and became Jesus.
Wow.
What?
All right.
He's considered Yahweh in Philly. What's wrong with you?
Foles way.
So many things wrong with that. Anyway, all right, boys. So, next week we'll try and get some more content out.
Let's do it.
But enjoy the continuing quarantine things.
Oh, Kev, are we just blowing by the
last things last? We haven't done this in a while. My bad. MJ,
Justin
you can lead
have
us off, buddy.
Justin doesn't have. I have one.
You're a liar, dude.
What are you talking about? I've been thinking about this for weeks.
Go ahead.
Why
Stole
is
mine.
boxing not back? Why? UFC's back. Why? Boxing, take the same approach. It's no fans is fine. I'm sorry. I actually love it without the fans, which is sad. But boxing, we have big matches that need to take place. Also, I love that Holyfield and Tyson are back. I think
Dude,
awesome.
Tyson looks like he's going to murk people.
Dude, he looks like he's in the best shape of his life.
Dude, those punches he was throwing were terrifying.
He's so fast. He's so fast.
His body might look good, but I don't know. When you get a fist to the side of the head in your late 50s, I don't know if it's a good thing.
But if he gives a fist to the side of someone's head.
True. Yeah, no, he's going to kill someone.
Well, I like the thing he said about McGregor when people said McGregor was outclassed by Mayweather. He's like, he lasted 10 rounds with the best pound-for-pound fighter probably ever.
Yeah.
Because that'd be like saying he fought me and he was outclassed, but he lasted 10 rounds.
McGregor fought a guy where the entire time he had to rely on stamina, which has always been like his weakness, and made it 10 rounds.
But no, I love boxing. Let's get it going. I love that Tyson's back and Holyfield. I think that's great.
My last thing's last, because I know Justin still doesn't have one yet, is I do – we didn't really give our full answers on this, but I do believe that the MLB needs to put games in. I think that they need to go without fans. I think they just need to give – like, this is a time, and they brought this up really well, where baseball in the last couple of years has been trying to appeal more to a younger crowd to build up their fan base again. Here's a perfect opportunity for you to give them content and games and all sorts of things while people are stuck at home. I really think that that's an important thing for baseball to keep in mind, and I think they need to put games on.
Oh, also, do you realize how terrified the NBA has to be if they do come back without fans? Like, they're going to have those games on a 10-second delay because of the trash talking we're going to be able to hear from the court. There are things that get caught on camera every now and then. We're going to be able to hear all that.
Dude, even in baseball,
constantly.
with just the conversations between the first baseman and the guy on first, when they were broadcasting some of the spring training games with Mike Tubb, Pete Alonso for the Mets dropped 5 F-bombs, and they couldn't bleep it in time, even though they knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Dude, and he was just
basketball-
like, sorry, guys.
Basketball, there's no way they're going to be able to filter that. There's no way.
He's like, I'm sorry, guys.
All right, Justin.
I think with that too, though, baseball is so non-reliant on the fan. Like, I think NFL and NBA are so big on hearing like the crowd noise.
Dude, are you kidding me? That's huge for baseball.
I don't think on TV though. I don't think that it's as bad as if like when you're gonna just hear.
Are you saying like when you watch a baseball game, you truly don't hear that much fan noise unless it's like deep into the game?
Unless it's a big play. Like, it's more friendly towards not having fans.
Right,
there.
it's play-by-play fans.
Yeah.
It's not like NBA and NFL are. NFL might be a little more friendly, but NBA is not super friendly to a non-crowded game.
Right. Same with the NHL because they're constant action. Yeah.
Yeah. If you just heard sticks and pucks, it would be super weird.
Oh yeah, all you're gonna hear in the NBA is squeaks and the ball.
Oh God, that'd be awful. Justin,
dude. You guys ready? No.
You're not.
No.
He never is. He helped me pick the new name for the cast, and he still doesn't know.
I always forget, even when you remind me. But why isn't luge back? No.
I'd watch some luge or curling.
Do we know what's happening with the Summer Olympics? I was just looking at my
2021.
Okay, good.
Which throws off the whole thing. Are they does that mean the Winter Olympics are going to be sooner, or are they just pushing it back now?
Oh, I have such a I'll tell you guys after this. It's really good. I just thought of something, but no, I was looking at my calendar and I was setting like tasks out, and I was like, "Holy crap! Is it already almost June?" And I was like, "Oh no, Olympics!"
Oh, dude, I love the Olympics. I'm so bummed.
I was so sad. I wanted to see the Olympics.
So one time I get to watch swimmers on TV all the time and can't do it.
It's a mess. That's that, guys. Hey.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Justin will come prepared next week for the last things last.
No, I won't. You know that.
Yeah. You all have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.